It's a marvelous occasion that has been really granted to me, an incredible pleasure to come to the Philip Johnson house. I was invited here a while ago to visit the house, and it became clear that part of the goal and mission of the Philip Johnson house was to keep the liveliness and importance of conversation as part of the goal and mission of this extraordinary place. I think the minimalist quality of the interior, the fact that we're looking outside and we're looking at the wallpaper, as Philip Johnson calls it, which is nature outside, gave us a focus, a place where, first of all, we knew that for Philip Johnson, the role of conversation was incredibly important. The place is inspiring, and the place also grounded us. It made us feel as though we had arrived in one of the shrines of architecture. It made us feel indebted and respectful, and it made us focus on a subject which I know would have been dear to Philip Johnson. And in speaking with various people at the Philip Johnson house, we decided together that it would be good to hold a conversation with 12 people, nearly like a court of appeals, as it were, 12 people coming together to discuss a topic. And the topic we chose together was the topic of attention span. What does it mean to be attentive in an age of distraction? It's extremely, excruciatingly hard to talk about for one very simple reason, that we're all deeply involved in it. Much like historians who sometimes need a generation or two to discuss something in the past to be able to have enough distance from what they're discussing to discuss it objectively. To talk about attention span today is very hard, but I don't think anybody who accepted the invitation to come today, and everybody did, could for 1 minute think that this is not a problem we all live with, a problem or challenge or opportunity. We are all living in an age now where we are, some people might say bombarded, some people might say actually energized by the various different forms of attention we're asked to have. One of the subjects I think that Adam Phillips brought up, which I think we need to continue to explore, is that certain subjects simply take time, and there's no way of unfolding their depths by going fast. We sometimes simply need to attend to them and spend time unfolding what they have to offer. I think another very interesting issue that came up today is that the younger generation has a lot to offer us, and perhaps in another iteration of this kind of conversation, we should invite people who are not even 20 to help inform us about what new modes of conviviality will exist in the future. One of the goals of today was achieved, that people left with many more questions and answers, and that I think among the participants there was a consensus that this subject of attention span needs our attention much more. We need to focus our attention on attention span. I know that when people left, the kinds of comments we got from Pico Iyer saying that he will never forget this day, from Adam Phillips coming up to the director and saying the only thing I regret is that it wasn't 2 days long. I mean, there could be no better compliment. And I think something developed, something became very organic, people started to know each other, felt comfortable with each other, learned also one very important thing, how to tease each other and how to tease out comments out of each other. If I were to be invited again next year, I might actually think it would be interesting to revisit the notion of attention span, perhaps even with the same group, and see what a year of reflection would have brought to this group. Could be interesting.